So I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. I don't know anything about videos, making videos. I don't know anything about any of this. I'm just a fan. I just am someone that has been watching YouTube since the very beginning, literally since 2005 when YouTube first came out, first was a thing. And I've been terminally online, but I'm not someone that is very well versed in actually making content or doing anything, right? So that's why I wanted to make a video about imposter syndrome, right? You hear people talk about this all the time. You hear people talk about imposter syndrome and that they get to a certain point where they don't feel like they belong, or they are in a point where they don't feel like they belong, and they don't fit in with the other people around them or whatever, or like they see the people around them that are doing the things better than them. And what is it about imposter syndrome that is like very powerful for our generation, or maybe even, it just seems like it's something that a lot of more modern people suffer from, and I suffer from it tremendously. I have watched so many opportunities go by in terms of making music, in terms of making videos, in terms of streaming, in terms of like I watch my peers. I see people that I personally know, or have seen their start and they go up, right? And what seems to be the unifying thing in what they say, right? Whenever anyone asks them, like for advice or for like, what are you supposed to do to get here or whatever, it's like, just start. That's what people always say. Just start, right? But it's like, for some people, it's not that easy to just start, right? So what does it mean to just start? What is it? Why is it that that's what everyone says? Why is it that people say, don't worry about this, don't worry about that, don't worry about all these things, just start? Well, I'm trying to figure that out right now, right? I don't know about editing, I don't know about all these things, but I have 1,000,001 ideas in my head about things to do and things to talk about. And I see things every single day and go on long form conversations with people, and then I go on the internet and I see those exact same conversations being had, the exact things I'm saying verbatim, and I watch people do what I feel like inside I know I could do. And that's not to say that it's easy, like, at all. Like, I definitely recognize that it's not easy, right? And like, YouTube in a very real way is our, the millennials, it's our TV, it's our generation's TV. Like, all the YouTubers that we watch, to our generation, they're bigger than the movie stars, right? Like, if I see Matt Damon or like Leo DiCaprio or someone, whatever, walking down the street, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't care, right? But if I see like Charlie from like Critical, who kind of looks like me, I'd be like, yo, what up? We look the same. Or not really, but or like, any of the other YouTubers, right? It's like, those are the people that, like Adam from like No Jumper, or like whatever, Ryan Long. Those are people that I would rather see and talk to than any movie star, because those people are bigger for me in my life than anyone else. And then it's like, this is what happens, right? This is what happens if you don't start. And it's like, even though I haven't done it, even though I'm not personally involved in it, I can take lessons from who I watch, I can take lessons from who I listen to, right? And the main problem with not just starting, is you watch all these people do what you want to do. And when I first wanted to start making YouTube videos back in 2005, 6, 7, there were not a lot of people doing it, right? And through the process of doubting myself and doubting my ability and doubting all these things, I never ended up doing it. And so now everyone's a YouTuber, right? And so then my next idea was, well, I'll stream video games, right? I remember watching Twitch come out. I watched all these people go up, playing video games, doing things I could have done, but I didn't do it, right? And then the next idea was podcasts. So podcasts get big, and I watch all these people get huge doing podcasts, doing all the things that I wanted to do. And so now, all these years later, I'm sitting here like an idiot, having watched all these fucking things pass me by. And I'm thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Well, just start, right? And I think also for some people aren't ready to just start in the sense of going on the internet and being open to criticism and open to all these things, where that has never been an aspect of it for me, because I don't give a good goddamn what anyone says about me on the internet. And I think it's really like simple, if you're a logical person, it's really simple to like get into the correct mindset, right? Like, I watch a lot of Destiny. Destiny's probably, I would say, the streamer I watch the most. And I kind of use his mindset of like, why would I let someone on the internet tell me anything about me or anything about who I am or anything about my life, when it's like, you don't know, they don't know anything. They don't know anything about my life. They don't know anything about what I've gone through. They don't know anything about any of that. So it's like, who cares? And eventually you get big, like, people get big enough on the internet where it's like they can just ignore all this shit and it doesn't even matter, right? But that's the problem, is how do you recognize all of these things? Being someone that hasn't got involved in this stuff, how do you convince yourself to just start, right? And that's what I'm attempting to do. And I think that just start is actually good advice. I think for some people it doesn't really work. Like, if you're not in a position to just start, or if you're not in a place to just start and you got a lot of stuff going on in your life, that's what I used to think. But now, more and more and more and more, you're starting to see people posting on YouTube in cars or in their house or in whatever, with minimal editing, no editing, da 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 da. And it's like, and those people that did that, they're getting big. They're starting to get recognition. They're starting to get followings, right? And it's starting to become like the game of the niche, right? Like everyone can find their niche and fit into their niche and satisfy the people that are there, and they don't need to worry about anybody else, right? So I'm trying to get to a point where I figure out what exactly it is that my niche is, right? Like, I know the things that I'm good at talking about. I know the things that I'm good at doing, but it's like, I don't find myself doing those things on the internet. Why? I can't answer that question. For years and years and years and years, I have been unable to answer that question. I see myself doing it. I know I could do it, but I don't do it. And honestly, that, more than anything, has given me admiration for the YouTubers that I watch. Because a lot of people, or like the streamers, all of it, because people will say exactly what I'm saying. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. But it's like, you don't. So you could, but you don't, right? Because putting yourself out there can be scary. It can be super scary. And for me, I'm not so much concerned about what people say about me. I'm concerned about the fact that I literally don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. That's the thing that keeps me, that stops me, right? I think some people, they worry about what people say about them. They worry about that. That part of it, I don't care. For me, I'm worried about the real criticisms that I don't know how to edit, that I don't know how to do long form conversations, that I don't know how to do all these things, and that people are going to watch me and they're going to have those real criticisms. I'm not going to know how to deal with those things, right? But how could I ever get good? How could I ever fix any of these things if I don't put myself out there to actually do it and have the chance and have the opportunity to actually fix, right? Because if not, 2005, it's 1,000 years ago. And so I see, the young kids now, they don't worry about what anyone else is doing. They don't worry about if someone's already done it. They don't worry about any of that. They just start posting. They just start recording. They just start doing it, right? So this is like why I think imposter syndrome is really like one of the most anxiety-inducing things. And yet it's one of the simplest things to just be like, this is invalid, because no one has a right to be anywhere. No one has a right to do anything. The only thing that gives people the right to do things or gives people the authority is if they demonstrate that they're an expert in something, or they demonstrate that they are good at something. And then if you've done that, then you have no reason to feel like you don't belong, right? Like, if you're doing it, if you're involved in it, you're good, right? It's like when I started doing Muay Thai. When you start doing a martial art, you get your ass beat, and you see all these people around you, and you're like, holy shit, I am so out of shape. I am not. There's no way I could do any of this stuff that these people are doing. But everyone starts somewhere. And with Muay Thai, or with doing martial arts, for years and years and years, I told myself, I should do it, I could do it, it'd be good for me, blah, blah, blah. And it took just to actually just say, fuck it. Let's just go. And it was fantastic. It was like one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I kind of feel that way about doing this stuff now. It's like I've missed out on so many opportunities and so many chances to get good at this, create this, do these things, that it's like now I don't do anything at all, right? It doesn't really make any sense. So that's why I'm here, trying to do the best that I can do.